Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders season has taken yet another devastating turn, leaving fans, players, and coaches reeling as the team faces mounting challenges on and off the field. Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings was supposed to be an opportunity to halt the downward spiral, but instead, it marked a continuation of the team's struggles and the loss of one of its most reliable offensive leaders. The Commanders entered the matchup with a record of 3 wins and 10 losses, already struggling through a season riddled with injuries and inconsistency. Despite flashes of determination, the team's efforts fell short, resulting in yet another defeat and extending their losing streak to 8 consecutive games. A stretch that has tested the resilience of the entire organization and left the fanbase searching for answers. However, the more painful blow came midway through the third quarter, when tight end Zach Ertz, a player who has been a stabilizing presence amid a turbulent season, suffered a devastating knee injury that instantly removed him from the lineup. For the remainder of the year, the incident occurred as Ertz stretched to make a contested catch, only to collide directly with Vikings safety Jay Ward, landing awkwardly and immediately signaling that something was seriously wrong. The stadium fell into a tense silence as he remained on the ground, unable to continue, before being carefully carted off the field. The injury was later confirmed by head coach Dan Quinn as a torn anterior cruciate ligament in Ertz's right knee, effectively ending a season that has already been defined by adversity and loss. The severity of the injury not only impacts the team's offensive game plan, but also leaves a leadership void on a roster already struggling to maintain consistency amid a slew of absences. It was a painful reminder of how fragile momentum can be in professional football, where one moment can change the trajectory of an entire season. Even before Ertz went down, the game had been difficult for the Commanders, with quarterback Jayden Daniels sustaining a hard hit to his left elbow while being blocked following an interception. This injury was particularly concerning as it involved the same elbow Daniels dislocated earlier in Week 9 against the Seattle Seahawks. The combination of multiple injuries in a single contest highlighted the vulnerability of a team already depleted by physical setbacks and underscored the challenges faced by a coaching staff forced to constantly adapt its game plan to an ever-changing roster despite the adversity. There have been moments of brightness and individual achievements that remind fans why players like Ertz have been so valued in Washington. Zach Ertz, in his second season with the Commanders, has been a consistent performer even as the team struggled. Entering Week 14, he had accumulated close to 500 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, continuing a career-long pattern of productivity and reliability. In the previous season, 2024, he led the team in receiving touchdowns with 7 and ranked second in total receiving yards with 654, trailing only the star wide receiver Terry McLaurin in that category with 66 receptions. That year, Ertz demonstrated both consistency and the ability to perform under pressure, qualities that have made him a central figure in the Commanders' offensive schemes. His presence on the field has provided a level of stability that has been otherwise rare in a season marked by frequent absences and injuries. Ertz's career extends far beyond Washington, as he was originally drafted in the second round by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2013, quickly establishing himself as one of the league's premier tight ends across 13 seasons split between the Eagles, Commanders, and Arizona Cardinals. He has amassed 825 receptions for 8,527 yards and 57 touchdowns. A remarkable achievement that cements his place among the elite at his position. His experience, football intelligence, and ability to contribute in both the passing and blocking game have made him an invaluable asset to any team. And his injury represents not just a loss of production, but the removal of a key leader and mentor from a locker room already coping with significant adversity. The broader context of the Commanders' season illustrates just how much this loss matters. The team has been plagued by injuries across multiple positions, leaving the offense far from full strength at any point. Quarterback Jayden Daniels has missed 6 games due to various injuries, limiting continuity at the most crucial position on the field. Running back Austin Eckler suffered a season-ending Achilles tear in Week 2, and wide receiver Terry McLaurin missed 7 games because of a right quadriceps injury. Each of these absences has forced the coaching staff to constantly adjust the game plan, relying on backups and younger players to step into roles they were not fully prepared to assume. Losing Ertz now compounds these difficulties, stripping the Commanders of a veteran presence whose understanding of the offense and ability to perform in key situations has been critical to navigating a challenging season. Despite the setbacks, head coach Dan Quinn emphasized the significance of Ertz's contributions beyond the statistics. Quinn praised Ertz's elite habits, a quality that reportedly made him the first player signed by general manager Adam Peters during the 2024 offseason. According to Quinn, Ertz's preparation, consistency, and attention to detail set a standard within the locker room, influencing younger players and helping maintain a level of professionalism even during a difficult season. Quinn highlighted Ertz's relentless work ethic, noting that he repeatedly performed fundamental tasks without complaint, maintaining focus and commitment even when facing adversity. The coach's comments underscored the intangible value that Ertz brings to a team, reminding fans that leadership and consistency often extend beyond the numbers recorded in box scores. Looking forward, the Commanders face an uncertain path. With Ertz playing on a one-year contract, questions now emerge about his future in Washington and whether he will return to the team once fully recovered. The organization must also confront immediate challenges, including adjusting the offensive scheme, finding new targets for Daniels, and managing the ongoing strain of injuries that have disrupted any opportunity to establish rhythm or continuity. For fans, the loss of a player like Ertz is doubly painful, as it represents both the end of a season and the temporary disappearance of a key figure whose presence had been a rare bright spot. In an otherwise difficult year, the Commanders' resilience will be tested in the coming weeks, as the team attempts to salvage remaining games while navigating the physical and emotional toll of a season marked by injury and disappointment in a broader sense. This injury serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of football and the fragility of success in a sport where a single play can alter the course of a season for Ertz. It is a setback in a distinguished career, but one that has been defined by perseverance, dedication, and consistent production at the highest level. For the Commanders, it is both a challenge and an opportunity to rally around the adversity, providing younger players with the chance to step into larger roles and demonstrating the depth and resilience of the organization. As the team moves forward, the influence of Ertz's leadership, work ethic, and professionalism will remain a guiding force, even in his absence, offering lessons that extend beyond the immediate scoreboard and into the culture of the locker room. While the season has not gone as planned, and the scoreboard reflects the hardships endured, the story of Zach Ertz and the Commanders highlights the duality of professional football, the joy of achievement and the harsh reality of setbacks. Fans will undoubtedly miss seeing Ertz on the field for the remainder of the year, but his legacy of production, leadership, and elite habits will continue to resonate, providing a benchmark for teammates and a point of reflection for the franchise. As Washington continues to navigate a season filled with adversity, the combination of individual excellence, coaching determination, and organizational adaptability will define not only the remaining games, but the blueprint for recovery and future success in the midst of a season marred by injuries and losses. Ertz's impact, both on and off the field, serves as a reminder of what leadership, consistency, and professionalism can achieve, even when circumstances seem stacked against the team, offering hope that even in the darkest moments, resilience and character will shine through. The loss of Zach Ertz is undoubtedly a significant blow for the Commanders, but it also highlights the perseverance required in professional sports. With a roster beset by injuries and a season already slipping from contention, Washington faces an uphill battle to find consistency and production in the remaining games. The leadership void left by Ertz's absence will challenge the coaching staff and teammates alike to step up in ways they may not have been previously required, creating opportunities for younger players to gain experience and demonstrate their capabilities under pressure. Ultimately, the season-ending injury is both a moment of sorrow and a catalyst for growth, compelling the Commanders to adapt, evolve, and draw upon the lessons embedded in adversity, with the memory of Ertz's elite habits and proven track record providing a template for what the team can aspire to achieve despite the ongoing obstacles. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Bobby Wagner has sent shockwaves through the NFL community with statements that have set social media ablaze and left fans buzzing with speculation. Known for his intensity on the field and leadership in the locker room, Wagner rarely holds back, but this time, he seems to have crossed a line into something far more explosive, according to insiders. The veteran linebacker, whose reputation for demanding excellence is legendary, could no longer stay silent after a controversial event within the Washington Commanders' locker room, and what he said has only fueled rumors of a significant internal clash. His words, simple yet loaded, cut straight to the heart of what many believe is a brewing storm. No one on the roster accepted what happened. Those words, repeated by multiple sources close to the team, hint at a fracture within the very foundation of the squad. And for a franchise already under intense scrutiny, this is nothing short of a lightning strike. Reports suggest that Wagner's frustration isn't just about a single play, a bad call, or a momentary lapse in discipline. It's about a deeper, systemic issue that he perceives within the team's culture. Sources indicate that the veterans in the locker room, the players who have invested years of blood, sweat, and late nights into making the Commanders a serious contender, were blindsided by a decision or an incident that violated the trust and respect they have painstakingly built. Bobby Wagner, widely regarded as the conscience of any locker room he enters, seems to have become the vocal representation of a larger, simmering discontent, while the organization has remained tight-lipped in public. Whispers around the league suggest that the incident has created fault lines not easily repaired, and Wagner's outburst may have merely been the spark that ignited a fire long smoldering beneath the surface. Those who have spoken with insiders claim that Wagner's comments were not made lightly. He allegedly called an impromptu team meeting, one that was not announced to the public or media, and delivered a blistering speech to teammates, coaches, and staff alike. Sources say that the intensity of the session left multiple players visibly shaken, some reportedly needing a moment to compose themselves as Wagner laid bare his frustration. The subject of his ire remains shrouded in secrecy, but the consensus is that it touches on accountability, respect, and the core principles he believes should define a team in pursuit of greatness. The notion that no one accepted what happened is particularly telling, as it implies that the incident in question was perceived as an affront to the collective integrity of the locker room, rather than an isolated mistake or personal grievance. The reactions among players are said to be varied, but the undercurrent of tension is unmistakable. Some veterans are reportedly nodding in agreement behind closed doors, quietly acknowledging that the team has lost its way in certain respects, while others are struggling with the public nature of Wagner's criticism and what it might mean for their personal relations. Hips within the squad. According to multiple insiders, conversations around the facility have grown increasingly heated, with some players reportedly arguing over loyalty, responsibility, and how best to move forward without fracturing the group beyond repair. The fact that Wagner chose to speak so openly has only intensified the debate, transforming a locker room disagreement into something resembling a full-blown crisis of leadership and team identity. The media has been quick to seize on Wagner's explosive declaration, dissecting every word for hidden meaning and speculation. Analysts and commentators alike have painted various scenarios, ranging from internal disciplinary issues to conflicts over coaching decisions, and while no official confirmation has emerged, the atmosphere surrounding the Commanders is anything but ordinary. Industry insiders suggest that Wagner's outburst is a rare glimpse into a professional locker room where tensions, ambitions, and egos intersect in a way that fans rarely witness. The rumors alone are enough to send shivers through the NFL community, as the narrative of a team at odds with itself is both tantalizing and worrisome for anyone invested in the league. Interestingly, the timing of Wagner's comments adds an additional layer of intrigue. The Commanders have long been under pressure to perform at a high level, both on the field and in terms of organizational cohesion. Sources close to the team suggest that the incident at the center of Wagner's fury may have been brewing for weeks, perhaps months, and his willingness to speak out publicly reflects a breaking point that could have been avoided under different circumstances. The exact nature of the trigger is unclear, though whispers suggest it involves decisions made at the executive level, possibly connected to player management, strategy disagreements, or actions that players perceive as disrespectful to the team's ethos. Whatever the cause, Wagner's words have cast a long shadow, forcing the organization to confront an issue that many hoped could remain behind closed doors. The ramifications of Wagner's statement are still unfolding, but insiders are already hinting at potential consequences that could reshape the team's dynamics. Some speculate that the linebacker's public critique might embolden other players to voice their own concerns, potentially leading to further revelations about locker room discord. Others warn that the comments could strain relationships between players and coaches, creating an environment where trust is harder to maintain and on-field performance suffers as a result. Meanwhile, fans and league observers are left to piece together fragments of information, building a narrative from the whispers and leaks that inevitably follow a situation of this magnitude. The combination of Wagner's reputation, the secrecy surrounding the incident, and the intensity of the reactions has created a storyline ripe for speculation, with each passing day adding more fuel to the rumor mill. Adding yet another layer to the story is the personal dimension. Bobby Wagner is not just any player. He is a seasoned veteran known for his emotional intelligence, leadership, and relentless pursuit of excellence. His career has been defined by moments where he held teammates accountable, set high standards, and demanded that everyone around him elevate their performance. For Wagner to make a statement of this magnitude suggests a level of frustration that goes beyond typical locker room disagreements. It implies a deep sense of responsibility for the team's culture and an unwillingness to compromise on principles he holds dear. Those close to Wagner describe him as someone who will endure personal sacrifice to protect the integrity of the group, and his latest comments are consistent with that persona. The league, of course, is paying close attention, while officials and executives have remained publicly neutral. Sources hint that conversations behind the scenes are ongoing, with team leadership attempting to assess the scope of the fallout and determine the best way to address both player concerns and public perception. The balance is delicate, acknowledging the issues without undermining authority, maintaining morale without ignoring accountability, and ensuring that the team can perform under pressure despite a backdrop of internal tension. Analysts predict that how the Commanders navigate this situation could define not only the current season, but the long-term trajectory of the organization. Bobby Wagner, whether intentionally or not, has positioned himself as a catalyst in this drama, and every move by the franchise in response will be scrutinized by fans, media, and rivals alike. Rumors of trades, internal meetings, and potential disciplinary measures have already begun circulating, though most remain unverified. What is clear, however, is that the atmosphere within the Commanders' locker room has changed. Where once there was cohesion, whispers now dominate. And where once there was unquestioned leadership, questions now hang in the air. Bobby Wagner's words have given a voice to unspoken tensions, creating a situation that feels both volatile and electrifying. For those who follow the NFL closely, it is a rare glimpse into the human side of professional sports, the egos, loyalties, frustrations, and passions that drive players to excel, but also create combustible situations when expectations clash with reality. The fact that Wagner's declaration has sparked such widespread attention only reinforces the notion that the Commanders are at a crossroads, and how they move forward from this moment will be watched as closely as any game on the schedule. In the end, the story of Bobby Wagner and the Commanders is one that continues to evolve, with each new whisper adding layers of intrigue and complexity. For fans, the speculation is irresistible as the drama unfolds both on and off the field, highlighting the pressures of professional sports in a way that few headlines capture. Wagner's outburst, his insistence that no one on the roster accepted what happened, is a line that resonates far beyond a single locker room. It is a testament to the emotional stakes of elite competition, the intensity of leadership, and the fragile balance of respect and accountability that defines championship-caliber teams. As the league watches, the media reports, and the fans debate, one thing is certain: Bobby Wagner has reignited a fire within the Commanders, and the story is far from over. The ripple effects of this revelation will likely continue to shape conversations, decisions, and team dynamics for weeks, months, and possibly years to come, making this one of the most compelling locker room sagas in recent memory. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.